rank the traditional top 6 teams, in terms of the transfer business that they did in this transfer window. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, and Manchester United. Let us see who had the best transfer window and who had the worst transfer window of all of them. Man City brought in Reinders, they brought in Ryan Cherki, they brought in Aït-Nouri, and they brought in Donnarumma. I think that Man City should have brought in, a right back. They should have brought in a right back, and they should have brought in another centre back. I think with a right back and another centre back, Manchester City would have had, a very, very decent transfer window. But when I look at the players that they brought in some good players. Reinders, Ryan Cherki, Aït-Nouri, and Donnarumma. These are very, very good players. But personally, I feel like without bringing in a right back, Manchester City did not complete the transfer window effectively. And also, selling Akanji and not replacing Akanji was also a bad business for me, when it comes to Manchester City. Manchester United brought in Sesko, Cunha, Mbeumo, and Laments. I think Manchester United needed to bring in a defensive midfielder. For the way that Ruben Amorim wants to play, a defensive midfielder who can run forward, run backward, who can cover up spaces was highly, highly needed. And Manchester United did not bring in a defensive midfielder. Not bringing in a defensive midfielder made Manchester United's transfer window not to be complete. Tottenham brought in Paleha, Kudus, Xavi Simons, and Kolo Muani in this transfer window. I think Tottenham had a very good transfer window. I think they covered up, most of the spaces that they were lacking in the team. And I think Tottenham is going to have a good season with the players that they brought in this transfer window. Chelsea brought in João Pedro, Liam Delap, Gittins, Garnacho, Yorel Hato, and Estevao. Now, Chelsea had a very, very good transfer window. Wonderful transfer window. They brought in a lot of good players, and we've already seen how well some of these players can play. Liverpool brought in Mamadashvili, Leone, Isak, Florian Wirtz, Ekitike, Kekes, and Frimpong. I think Liverpool had one of the best transfer windows in the world. Had it been the signing of McGee was completed, this would have been the best transfer window for me, in the Premier League. Arsenal brought in Mosquera, Hincapi, Norgard, Zubimendi, Eze, Gyökeres, Madueke, Kepa. Arsenal completed a wonderful transfer window. Arsenal, made sure that they covered all the spaces. They brought in a new goalkeeper. They brought in 2 new defenders. They brought in 2 midfielders. They brought in Eberechi Eze, which is a player that they really needed because he can play both as a left winger and also as an attacking midfielder. So very, very good business for Arsenal. So ranking them based on who had the best and who had the worst, I would say Manchester City in number 6, Manchester United in number 5, Tottenham in number 4, Chelsea in number 3, Liverpool in number 2, and Arsenal in number 1 in terms of transfer business done in this transfer window.